Okay, count threes. Riders ready?
And we're off. Welcome back, everyone, to another race commentary with me, Arlen. We're back at Mount Tabor for another Mount Tabor circuit race. These happen every Wednesday night in Portland throughout the summer. This was the second one that I did. I think it was the third or fourth one in the series. And the first one I did not bring the camera with, unfortunately, because I had no idea what to expect, and I figured it probably wouldn't end up super well. I ended up getting fifth, so I decided I should definitely bring the camera out for the second one. As usual, I'm on Team Oregon. It's the blue jersey you can see off to the right here on Radek, and we're working together to pretty much either get Radek or I to the finish. Near the front and in good position. Radek already is leading the Cat 3 Mount Tabor standings. I think he's won both of them up until now. And he's got a really strong sprint. And if he gets there to the last, few hundred meters near the front, has a very good chance of winning this race. So I'm here to race for myself, but also if I don't think I can win, maybe give Radek a little help and get him to the finish line first to rep the Team O jerseys on the podium. I'm going to take you through the last 2 laps of this race. It's a 10-lap race. Each lap is around 1.5 miles, I think, and it takes 3-ish minutes. So the whole race is about exactly 30 minutes, and we're going pretty fast. And each lap has this hill that you'll see. We're starting here at the bottom of the hill. You come into it pretty fast, and from the get-go, we see attacks. Not everyone wants to go to the sprint finish against Radek because he has already won 2 of them, and he's proven that he can definitely win. So I'm sort of following these attacks near the front. I don't want to be on the front. Even though we're going uphill, we're still going 17, 18 miles an hour, so the draft plays a pretty big difference. And this is 2 laps to go, so we've got this time up the hill, and we'll be going up it once more to the finish line, which we'll see in a moment. This race is an interesting one. If you've never came out to watch Mount Tabor, if you don't live in Portland, it is a closed circuit. As you can see on the right-hand side, it's got some turns on the uphill and the downhill, and this really long straight. And you pretty much punch it up the climbs as hard as you can each time, and then try to conserve as much energy on the downhill as possible, because it's really easy to, if you're pedaling on the flats, to overcook yourself and you're back into the climb again and everyone else is fresh, and you can be spat out the back really quickly. As you can see, we've already got attacks off the front, making splits, and Radek jumps across. I figure I might as well try to see if I can hang on, get into the front group. But I also know that it's likely to come back together on the descent, because it does, from my one time before this, seem to me that people can get off on the front, but if someone pedals in front of you on the descent, a lot of times it will get brought back pretty immediately when people on the front of the first group stop pedaling. So I decide, save my energy, sit behind this guy on Pacific Office Automation, POA team. They've got some strong guys. I think they've got the guy second in the overall standings. So a good wheel to sit on and cruise down the hill at pretty high speeds. As you can see, almost reaching 40 miles an hour. Some people are super tucking. I didn't super tuck this race, but in some of the later ones, I've been experimenting with seeing if I can make up places on the downhill, because I've realized a lot of people leave speed left to be had. And through this corner, you can go a lot faster than I've been going, but as it was my second race, I'm still working things out. And I'm still not going slowly through the corner, and neither is anyone else. But in the next Mount Tabor video, you'll probably see me pedaling into the corner, because I've realized you can pedal into the corner, carry a bunch more speed through it, and even close down pretty significant gaps to people in front of you. So now we're back into the hill. Oh, sorry. Last time I said 2 more times. Now it's actually 2 more times. So this is second time up the hill to go. We just caught those few people off the front. As I predicted earlier, the people off the front, they stop pedaling on the flats. So all you need is one extra person in front of you to pedal on the flats, and they'll bring you straight up to the group on the front. We're going a little more. I was going to say we're going pretty relaxed, but looking at my power, we're not actually going that relaxed, but there's less attacks. It's more just a steady steady power climb. The guy in front of me, who I slotted in behind, he's second in the series, and in front of him is Radic, first in the series, so I know I'm on a good wheel in a good place to be because I've got the big hitters in front of me, so I'm just going to try to stay on their wheels and hope that they will tow me to the finish line. We've got the worst part of the hill is coming up right here. It's hard to see on camera, but it kicks up in steepness, and pretty much everyone chooses this place to attack every lap. Gotta just do a pretty good amount of power to stay going only 13, 14 miles an hour. People are attacking off the front. People who don't want to bring it to a finish are going to try everything they can to not have a whole group come up the hill on the last lap. Right on the left of me there is Clara Hunsinger, who rides for EF, the World Tour team, so she is quite strong. Definitely a good wheel to sit on because she has really good bike handling skills, and it's pretty cool to be riding with other World Tour riders. And so now this is down the hill, the last place to save a little bit of energy, let the heart rate drop a little. I am pretty close to the front. Maybe I'd like to be a little farther back, but as you can see, way up the road is a group of 3 riders. So they're looking pretty threatening because we've got maybe 2 minutes left in the race, and they've got a decent sized gap. So my thoughts here were, okay, if we don't close the gap down, none of us are going to even get on the podium. So I figured I'll put in a little energy, and at least Radic will have a free ride on this last straight and catch up to those people, and hopefully he and maybe I could also sprint for the win. So I send it through the corner, pedaling to the corner that time, 40 miles an hour round. You can see we're still going 35 miles an hour down this last straight and making up the distance between us and them pretty significantly. Luckily, I get a little help from this guy, and we have successfully closed down the gap to the group in front of us. Not fully, but I know at our speed differential, we'll catch up to them pretty quickly. I would have liked to come into the bottom of the hill this last time around with a bit of a lower heart rate, a little more recovered, but I figured if I can't sprint for the win, why sprint at all? And at least give Radic a chance too to sprint for the win. And the people out front, they were pretty tired from already pedaling down the hill and on their own, so we pass by them. I hop on Radic's wheel because I know he's going to have a good sprint, and we are sending it through this corner. So close to the edge of the pavement. You can't see it on GoPro, but it was really scary. And when Radic goes, I also go. I try to hop on his wheel. To the right of me, there's a guy, so I can't sprint the shortest line, but I pop up a pretty good sprint and pull off a second place behind Radic. 1-2, Team Oregon on the podium. Really happy with that. It's a hard race. I hope you guys enjoyed the race commentary. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notifications because I'm hoping to come out with a video every other week for at least a few months. I've been taking my GoPro to a bunch of races. We've got more Mount Tabors. We've got Baker City Cycling Classic, a 3-day stage race. 1 or 2 more PIRs, the circuit race in North Portland. And maybe I'll find some other crits to do in the meantime. So thanks for watching, and see you next time.